Hello, hello everybody! Welcome, welcome! We're going to pause MSQ, even though we're pretty close to a next breakpoint with it, so we can work on Binding Coil of Bahamut, because we're kidnapping Talon to come help us!
Yeah, we're having a very special episode.
But in order to do that, we're gonna need to head to the Waking Sands.
I thought we were going to have to join a fate.
Pray return to the Waking Sands.
Yes, pray return to the Waking Sands. No, I don't want the minion guide. I want the mount guide. Oh, wait, I've got the lunar whale here. Everybody forward the lunar whale. Boop, boop.
Everybody aboard the bus.
The flying bus.
Good name for it. I still remember release date. In Mordono, everyone's circling around the Aetherite in a helix.
Well,
oh yeah.
As everyone was actually watching the live letter at the time.
Yeah, that was great.
Where is the mount music button?
Listen to that nice Final Fantasy IV music.
Well, I would if I could find the... Yes, play music when mounted. Aha. Because this music is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't know if you noticed, Ryan, but the second...
Alright, let's do this.
Here we go.
That is a big chimera.
Yes, that is a very big chimera.
It's a world boss one.
Yes, that is the world boss for this zone.
Bummer. Can't do it. On a schedule.
Yeah. You can't actually like 2 and 3 man if you really know what you're doing, but things can kind of get crazy with him.
Yeah.
Why would Sid build a station wagon when he can build a chopped cycle?
Or a lunar whale.
Or a lunar whale. The other thing he built was a replica of the Regalia from FF15.
Yep.
Of which I do not know if they're true, and if these rumors are true, oh my god, what sort of contract did they make? There is rumors that we might get a crossover event with Kingdom Hearts.
Well, it's all Square Enix.
No.
How the hell would they do that with Disney?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's
oh yes.
Technically,
so if they
Kingdom
avoid
Hearts,
the Disney parts of it,
technically, Kingdom Hearts is actually owned by Disney. They probably somehow got some sort of contract when they, considering that the animated TV show for Disney Plus is currently in production, if not airing at this point. But it's like, how the heck did they get a contract from Disney that didn't have Disney basically go, ha ha ha, we're gonna take over your Final Fantasy brand? It's like, no, stop, please.
Yeah, exactly.
We know how you function. Stop it. But people have been asking for a Kingdom Hearts crossover for ages now.
It's been a popular product.
And it makes sense. It's just, oh god, the contract legalese.
Oh, that.
Tay, if you need to, if you want to join us watching the cinematics and stuff, or join us in the actual story, I
can watch through Twitch.
Okay. Or you could do New Game Plus.
Nah, I'm good.
Okay.
And we will want Urianger.
Yes. Hello, Urianger. What do you have for us?
Fragments of Truth. Urianger would speak with you regarding your mission to prevent Bahamut's return. That seems like a really wise thing to prevent.
Mm-hmm.
Man is wont to cast light wheresoever secrets lie hid in darkness, though that which he illuminateth seldom bringeth him joy. So it is with such unhappy truths that Bahamut's immense shadow does conceal. Yet ever onward forgeth Mistress Eorzea, undeterred by the burden of knowledge that weigheth heavy on her heart. 'Tis a perilous path she hath chosen, and a painful one. I prithee, Ladonia, Rena, remain by her side as her valiant blade, that she might see her quest to its conclusion. Sinny.
Rena, Ladonia, it is well that you are here. She is so tiny.
My lady, how might I serve you this day?
Even with the riser boots. I've met some difficulties in my mission, Urianger, and that should be grateful for your counsel. As you know, Bahamut's physical form is regenerating beneath the Cartano Flats even as we speak. If we're to prevent his return, we must needs disable the 2 remaining internment hulks that sustain him. Every moment our mission is delayed, the realm is pushed closer to the brink of destruction. Alas, I have determined the locations of the fragments of Dalamud leading to the hulks, and have been unable to find a way to enter them.
And gaining admittance is but the first step in your perilous undertaking. When last thou descended into Bahamut's subterranean fastness, thou didst discover, didst thou not, that the dread primal had bound the shade of Nael Van Darnus unto his will. And though thou didst consign the fallen legatus to blessed oblivion, thou mayest recall that the piteous wretch was not alone. Doubt not but that Bahamut's other thralls will seek to hinder thy passage.
You can say his name, Urianger. I have not forgotten that my grandfather is waiting for us.
My lady, I would remind you, as I must oft remind myself, that the man whom we both loved and revered is no more. What remaineth is but a shade which defileth his memory. The vile verbiage that spilleth forth from his lips must not be heeded, for it cometh not from your grandsire, but from Bahamut himself.
You need not worry, Urianger. Come what may, I will not stray from the course. I will not let grandfather's sacrifice be in vain. But mere words will not take us whither we must go. As I said, I have been unable to find a way to enter the fragments of Dalamud.
My lady, might I suggest that you visit the fragments again in Ladonia and Rena's company? Full oft hath the Warrior of Light set events in motion by virtue of their presence alone. 'Tis possible that they may do so again. I, the while, shall search for answers of mine own. By our efforts combined, full sure am I that the path will be revealed to us ere long.
Were it anyone else, I should question the wisdom of such advice. Yet, I cannot deny that what you say about Rena and Ladonia is true. Very well, shall do as you suggest. Assuming you have no objections, of course. Good. Now, we seek entry to two fragments of Dalamud. One lies at the Burning Wall in eastern Thanalan, and the other at the Singing Shards in Mordona. I left an assistant at each with instructions to continue searching for the means of ingress. It is not important that they could, since I have found something useful to us. Let us begin by visiting my man at the Burning Wall. Dex, I think it was.
Stoic nod.
Check in with Eorzea.
As one age endeth and another doth arise, so do our struggles wax and wane. What wouldst thou ask of me?
About the standard. Keeping at it, Eorzea. I assume we're just going to, like, teleport to Drybone.
Yeah, probably.
Waiting for Ladonia to come out of her hidey hole.
I got it.
Urianji's hiding
Oh,
hole.
you sure? Yep.
So, how wet do you think Drybone is going to be?
Wet.
Oh, it's very wet.
Yeah! How did I know?
It's a rather wet place for somewhere called Drybone.
I know. It has two modes. Dry as a bone and wet as not bone.
Well, I get the impression that this area is dry as a bone, and when it does get wet, it's so dry the water just runs off instead of actually penetrating and becoming groundwater.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Happens in a typical desert.
And this is right on the edge of a desert, so... Oh, there's a wall here. When did that happen? Come on! Come on! There we go! Wait, this is not the radiary. What the heck? The low-flying aether currents pushed my whale around. That's my story and I'm sticking to it.
Mm-hmm. You do that.
Black Mage Quest.
And there's Alice's assistant. We have not seen him for, what, 30 levels? Since she got into a huff and ran off from,
Yeah.
from Alphino? One of the Levia family's, brothers. Who has a, Rogadan twin.
I say, are you not Mistress Frith, my lady's most faithful companion? Sinus, madam, at your service. And may I say what an honor it is to meet you.
I thought your name was Dex.
Sinus Dex?
How goes the survey, Dex?
My lady, it shames me to say that I have found no viable path to the fragment. Though it stands there before our very eyes, the way thither has thus far proven impassable. When the fragment fell and pierced the land, it caused a prodigious amount of ether to spew forth. You can say that again. 'Twas this that gave rise to the land's twisted lay, which seems destined to thwart our efforts. Even were an opening to exist, I fear that we would struggle to reach it.
We cannot give up. Keep trying. So near, yet so far. Well, it avails us not to stand here and stare at the thing. Let us away to Mordona and try the other fragment. Perhaps Sinis has fared better. Girl, I'm supposed to be the stupid one?
Upon that note, my lady, there is something I must tell you. I am sorry to report that I lost contact with my brother just over a bell ago. As you know, the Singing Shards are home to many fell creatures, ogres among them. While I do not wish to cause you undue alarm, I fear something unspeakable may have happened to Dex.
What? Why didn't you... give me strength. We must hurry to my assistant's aid, Rena, Ladonia.
You know, this puts like 2 extra layers of irony on the fact that she hates being mistaken for her brother.
Yes! Okay, back to Mordona.
The Singing Shards are home to a host of fell creatures, ogres among them. It would not be too much trouble. I should be most grateful if you would find my brother and keep my lady safe.
I can't believe he stands there and takes it. What's really funny, and this is somewhat of a spoiler, but at the same time, it's stuff that Theron and Rylean we've streamed earlier before. The fact that Dex, we actually meet again in Old Charlian at the manor. He's there.
Okay. I'd forgotten all about them by the time that would have come up.
Yeah, it's one of those things of, if you're taking notes, you'll notice this. The interesting part is...
Their writer's Bible must be something else.
Sinis is nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, this is a game of, yeah, you know this event? Remember that in a couple of patches.
Yeah,
Or in a couple of expansions, I should say.
There he is! Found him! You must actually be Dex.
Thank you, adventurer. For a moment there, I feared my bones were to be ground up and used to bake bread.
I'm relieved to see you unharmed. It was wrong of me to press such a dangerous task upon you.
My lady, your worries are wasted on me. It was nothing at all, I assure you. If it please you, I shall report on my findings. As you can see, though the tip of the fragment is exposed, the rest is encased in rock and crystal, rendering it impossible to enter the structure. We might try excavating the area around the fragment, but that is like to take time, and there really is no telling how deep we may need to dig before we find a suitable point of ingress. As such, I am forced to conclude that gaining entry to this fragment is unrealistic. Forgive me, my lady.
Found it. We are losing precious time. What are we to do now?
"'Tis I, Urianger. Glad tidings have I for thee and my lady. For a blessing, a way hath been found by which thou mayest enter the remaining fragments of Dalamud."
Woohoo! I'm all ears!
Thank you. "Pray escort Mistress Eorzea to the cerulean processing plant in northern Thanalan. There, all shall be made clear."
Yeah, we need to head to Blue Fog. Urianger has found a way? Then we must go to him at once.
Is it the cerulean plant or Camp Blue Frog?
Cerulean processing plant.
We're taking the short way.
Okay. Do you want to check with Dex here?
I kinda did.
Ah.
More or less a repeat of what he was saying.
Okay.
He didn't linger on my account.
Then off to the processing plant. In fact, it's right over there. Thanks, guys.
Mine apologies for summoning you thus from afar, my lady, but 'tis here that your journey may finally begin.
I did wonder. To my knowledge, there are no fragments in northern Thanalan.
Nor are you mistaken, my lady. Yet a pathway doth exist, one which you yourself have made use of in the past. At the conclusion of your several forays into the binding coil, 'twas at the crystal formation which lieth to the north of this place that you did emerge, was it not?
Yes, and the thrill stream bore us back to the surface, much had I surmised. Are you suggesting we can use it to return underground? Even if that were possible, would it not simply bear us back to those places which we have already explored?
It need not, my lady. Pray allow me to explain. Upon the evidence of your experience, it seemeth plain that two internment holes may share the self-same ethereal egress. From this, we did infer that others may be connected in like wise. Thus did we labor long to verify the existence of further tributaries to the self-same stream, in which task we were at length successful. 'Twas then but a matter of arriving at a solution to the problem of traveling to an unattuned destination. That one might reach what we may call the headwater, we propose to employ a modified aetherite which serveth to amplify such ripples as do originate from said source. By focusing one's essence upon these ripples, it should be possible to make the journey. Yet be fairly warned, my lady, as with all untried modes of ethereal travel, this method entaileth considerable danger. Merely to attempt the voyage could cost you your life.
That is a risk I'm willing to take. You are brilliant, Eorzea. But I'm curious. Did you have an assistance in forming this plan? I could not help but notice you repeated the use of the word we. Unless you have taken to using majestic plural in our absence?
Nay, my lady. As you have correctly surmised, I was not alone in this endeavor.
Meaning there are others who are aware of our mission. Well, it can't be helped now. Preventing Bahamut's return is what matters. If some secrecy must be sacrificed to achieve our goal, then so be it.
Joel.
Joel. Is Joel even a word? It's a name, but I don't
think it is now.
Gee, thanks.
Anytime.
Little whale ho! Poof. Poof. I'm watching Buns get on board the whale by just kind of disappearing. I know we're not going far, but... it's worth it for a little bit of that music. Eorzea?
Verily, 'twas not my wish to withhold knowledge of the aid I received. I pray that Mistress Eorzea will forgive me when she learneth of its source.
Oh, I've got a funny feeling we know what the source is.
Moonbreda?
Possible. So that must be the modified aetheryte. But what are immortal flames doing here?
Those men may be sworn flames of Ul'dah, but they are the first and foremost faithful retainers of House Leveler.
Alphino? So it was you who was helping Eorzea.
Who else could it have been, dear sister? Lest you worry, I have no intention of making the details of your venture public. Like you, I would prefer to avoid causing a panic. But given that which is at stake, namely, the survival of the realm, one must be willing to accept help when it is offered. Would you not agree? At the very least, do not be cross with Eorzea. 'Twas at my behest that he kept silent.
Humph. We'll speak later.
Pray forgive me, my lady, but knowing full well your intent, I judged it meet that Master Alphino be informed. Though your grandsire hath become Bahamut's thrall, his noble blood courseth yet through both your veins, and if he must needs be struck down.
Do you hear that, Alphino? I mean to strike down grandfather. And when I have done so, I shall banish Bahamut to the Aether. Nothing you say will sway me from my course. I will protect Eorzea, and I will uphold grandfather's legacy.
Grandfather's legacy? So you still do not know what you yourself desire. Your actions are still driven by borrowed resolve.
Borrowed resolve? What does that have to do with anything? Protecting Eorzea was grandfather's goal, and we made it ours. Both of us. And that is why we came here, unless you have forgotten.
Gods forbid I should ever forget, Eorzea. But you misunderstand. I do not question your resolve, only whence it came. If it were your own, you would be able to tell me precisely why you desire so fervently to protect Eorzea. Yet you cannot, for it is not your resolve, but grandfather's. You may struggle to see the difference, but borrowed resolve shall never be as strong as that which springs from within. But let us speak of this another time. For now, preventing Bahamut's return is all that matters. To be plain, I have no objection to striking down whatever is left of grandfather. Know, however, that I will be accompanying you this time. As a son of House Leveler, I would be present for his final moments.
Very well, you may join us, on one condition. I make the decisions. If it pleases my lady, the name's Ekrad. Our preparations are just about complete. When you're ready to embark on your mission, just give me the word. I'll be waiting for you at the cerulean processing plant. Pay no heed to my brother. You can rely on me. We have come together. We have come far together, you and I, and together we shall see our journey to its end. I hate when my brain skips over words. I'm trying to be better about that. And there is a young Aura Reaper here, probably trying to do the same quest. Actually, no, she's a bard, isn't she?
Oof. About that.
like we're going very far.
Mm.
I've been waiting for you, Mrs. Frith. I'm pleased to say that the Aetheryte is primed and ready. As you know, the remaining internment hulks are connected to the fragments in Eastern Thanaland and Mordona. It's to the former that we'll be sending you first. Now you'll be starting inside the hulk, meaning you won't have to cover so much ground. The drawback being is you'll be fighting for your life from the moment you get there. Best prepare for anything, for my lady's sake, if not your own. And that's all I can tell you. When your preparations are in order, just give me the word and I'll send you on your way. And I may even throw in a prayer for your speedy return, so just be on the safe side.
Thank you. Final coil of Bahamut.
We're not going to get XP for this, so what class do I want to be in?
We're doing this unsynced or something?
Yes, we are doing it unsynced.
Yeah, that
No
would make
way
sense,
I'm doing
actually.
this synced.
Fair enough.
Synced is actually pretty fun. Mine is insane. Minimum
Yeah.
eye level, no echo.
Thank you, Foxfire.
Yeah, let's go DPS. See how far we can last. We know we're going to be pasty tarts on the floor. We might as well floor tank it. Final coil of Bahamut, turn 1. Away! Zoinks and away.
And yes, I do turn 36 tomorrow.
Oh, happy birthday.
Yes. Many happy returns of the day.
Yeah, sorry that this is going to be an unsynced smackdown, but it's the only way we're going to get through this.
Yes, it is.
And there's no voice.
No, not in these.
Oh,
So
some
this
of
is
them
how
they
it looks
do,
on-
so you have to be careful.
So this is how it looks on the inside.
The internment hulk still functions. The teleportation was a success. We came to the right place. There's no telling how much farther Bahamut has regenerated since we last beheld him. Let us make haste to the main bridge and deactivate the coil. There were receptacles similar to this in the previous hulk. They held chimerical beasts, but only the Alligans knew what other abominations may be sleeping within. They may be part of Dalamud's internal defense. We must stay on our guard at all times. Does this mean I can punch things?
Maybe. Go try it.
You have to beat me to it.
Yeah.
2 incoming.
Yep, that's right. God, there's more than 2.
And I need to adjust my bar. Give me a second, and I will catch up to you. Because there is something important missing from my bar. And where is it? There it is. Okay. Guys, you left me behind. Trying to sneak around a mob. You one-shotted that thing, didn't you?
Yes, I
Oh,
did.
yes. Bioweapon Sector 12.
Here we go.
Lamia Belly Dancer. Yeah, I don't buy it.
I think I got a hit in.
I know I got one in.
Back here.
Ah. Do not take the instant return trip.
Now, take the... Oh, never mind. It's a mess. Those are dragons, aren't they? And he looks very, very angry.
Yeah, it looks more like
get
a
a lot of that
dragon
in here.
coral hybrid.
But out on the walls, all the cylinders, yeah, they generally look like dragons.
Mm-hmm.
Invulnerable.
Not anymore.
Oof.
Yeah. Mechanics.
Yep. Not much you could do about that one.
Nope. Really? I have to do that as a per character thing?
Sure.
No, in one of my
Yeah,
controls.
they are.
I have to set up speed dial all over again on Ladonia.
Yeah, keybinds are per character.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yay! One of us actually lived through that. I'm amazed. I was sure we'd be toasty tarts. Yes, I would like a raise.
I probably shouldn't have even touched those.
No, I'll take them. Ooh, is that actually
These are 130s.
Yeah, these are actually upgrade. Yeah, that I can't.
So the earrings won't help much.
And I'll go ahead and suck the ether stones for now.
Thank you. Yeah, I need to visit Wimsa at some point to dump a bunch of
Stuff.
outmoded stuff.
Was there a cutscene? Oh,
Mm-mm. Exit, then cutscene.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We're
Oh, yeah.
waiting on rolls, so.
I just... Oh, it's got me stuck
Yeah, you're
in
still
a
here in
cutscene.
cutscene.
No worries, no worries.
That's really stupid of them to do that. Actually, I'll just watch it through your guys' eyes.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's all good. Right, that should be clear now.
Mapping the first,
Yep. Mapping the realm, the final coil. 1.
By the 12 dragons, and so many. We were always aware that the Alligans possessed the means to control the creatures, but to imprison them thus is barbaric. What would not such a fate... I would not wish such a fate upon my worst enemy. 'Tis plain that no love was lost between the Alligans and the dragons, but that it truly necessary to keep so great a number here? Dalamud did not want for defenses. This we have experienced firsthand. Such guardians as the Alligans created, both living and unliving, were surely no less capable of repelling intruders than these poor creatures.
Tell me something, Eorzea. Have you not managed to determine by whose will Bahamut exists?
No, I have not. At first I assumed that Bahamut had no people of his own, that the Alligans had perhaps discovered a way to simulate prayer itself. However, Nail's word gave me cause to reconsider, specifically the Shade's mention of Bahamut's beloved children. From that, I inferred that the primal is given form by the will of worshippers whom we have yet to... God strike me down for a blind fool. Bahamut's beloved children, right there before my very eyes. How could I be so stupid? Who else but the dragons of Eld would summon Bahamut? Who else but they could have sustained him? And to think I wondered why the Alligans kept them imprisoned here.
Even should the flame of Bahamut's life go out, his faithful children would summon him back. For this reason, the Allagan Empire kept an army of dragons here in a perpetual state of duress, that they might sustain the primal's existence. Truly, the Allagan's ingenuity knew no bounds, and neither did their cruelty.
Small wonder that Bahamut was so enraged. Let no one deny that it was man who sowed the seeds of this calamity.
Will you now turn your hatred on your own kind, dear sister?
Do not patronize me, Alphino. I merely acknowledge our guilt. Lest you be in any doubt, I have no intention of allowing Bahamut to lay the world to waste, regardless of the atrocities the Alligans committed against his kind. We have no choice but to eliminate all who worship him, be they his children or his thralls. It seems to reason that to assume that the system is responsible for the primal's regeneration is also responsible for sustaining the captive dragons. If we disable it, all should perish. Let us press on. Woohoo!
Yeah, how creepy can you get?
And that's your first hint that dragons are a people, not a type of monster.
Yeah.
which is something Theron and Rylea missed the first time playthrough through.
Yeah. And now for part 2.
Ah, yes, this one. I'll take the right path first.
Do you want us to take the left or follow you?
Well, unless you think you can take the enemies.
Right, we're following you.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you really think we're gonna get very far?
We'll make the pads go faster.
You know, as a Dragoon, you think I'd get to do some of that on my own.
Soon.
No, I don't get to jump those kind of distances.
See? Goes much
Oh,
faster.
right, that's-
I'm helping. Go to the fridge and get the box. Yep, and now we have to hit return.
So we can go the other way.
I'm glad you remember all this because I don't.
Yeah, it's been ages for you, hasn't it?
Yeah, and I've only really done it the one time, especially this one. I didn't even remember these pads.
Hello, Octi.
Hey, Octi.
So how fast do you think we'll die on this one?
Good question. I've died to it when I was trying to do it last, so...
Yay, a mechanical Hydra! Just what we always wanted.
Now with double the graphics card killing power. Ow!
Don't stand on that. I did.
There wasn't anything to stand on that I saw.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm dead.
where the bad guys currently standing. Yeah, sorry, not much I can do about that.
No. We figured at some point we were going to be toasty tarts and floor tanks. And, well, we've lived up to that expectation. sorry to say, Doodles, I think you lost that bet.
There we go.
So, where are we going to get this in a mountain game? Yeah, I'll take that rose, please and thank you. Ow.
Ah, 130 hand here, coffer. Yeah, sure. You're needing this, right?
Yes.
Oh, and I can't take both of them. So you get one.
Yay! That will probably be upgrade.
Yes. Why, this looks like...
Model of Talamud. Yes. For millennia, Bahamut must have gazed at this unchanging view. Trapped inside a prison that was scarcely large enough to contain him, unable to move, denied the release of death, how his hatred for man must have burned. And that hatred found an ideal vessel in Nael Van Darnus. In many ways, Bahamut is to be pitied, not loathed. But knowing the true existence of his fury, I am more convinced than ever of the necessity of our endeavor. Besides, his is not the only soul that cries out for vengeance. Well, I see the elegance abide by the time-tested truth that all dark villain organizations cannot have handrails. They would make the Empire proud.
Mm-hmm.
Gods, he is almost whole again.
His size is staggering. I can scarce imagine how Grandfather stood against such a monstrosity.
This cannot be allowed to proceed any further. Let us disable the coil and move on. Grandfather? No, that man is dead. I will not dishonor my beloved grandsire's memory by calling you such. You are but his twisted shade, the thrall of a mad primal.
You were foolish to disregard my warning, child. Are you so convinced of your own righteousness?
"'Tis the rightness of our path that led us to return. Eorzea will never be safe whilst Bahamut remains to threaten all we hold dear. What of the hero who gave his life in defense of the realm? Do you truly dispute the justice of our cause?
My poor, ignorant grandchildren. Your world is shaped by naught but recent conflict. Listen, and I will speak to you of justice. 'Twas in the twilight of the Third Astral Era. The southern land of Mericidia suffered invasion at the hands of the Alagon Empire. With no atrocity too depraved for their purpose, the forces of Alec were unstoppable in their advance. Desperate for salvation, the dragons prayed to one of their first brood, to their ancestor Bahamut. Infused by the power of their fervent supplications, Bahamut arose from the abyss of death and took wing as the Mericidians' newborn god. Yet this great miracle would only serve to further the maniacal designs of the dragon's imperial conquerors. The cruel fetters which bind my lord stand testament to the Alagon's boundless greed and hubris. I once summoned the 12 in an attempt to forestall the advent of the 7th Umbral Era. What then did the dragons of Mericidia do that I did not? Wherefore are they accursed and I exalted? 'Tis man's overweening belief in his own primacy that blinds him to the commonness of his condition and the truth of his own tyranny. As long as man is suffered to remain, the dragons shall never be at peace. Only when the plague of people has been expunged shall the children of Lord Bahamut be free. Then shall the world know true justice.
Stop it! Grandfather would never say such things. His belief that people were worth saving never faltered. He had faith in their strength, that they could stand together and push back against the darkness seeking to shake them.
A false hope. 'Tis folly to place one's faith in so flawed a race. Stand together? Huh. They would first need to agree on which direction to face. If history teaches us anything, it is that man cannot find common ground between his own 2 feet. Even you, twins, whose veins run with the same blood, struggle to fathom each other's reasoning. You hide your differing agendas behind the convenient banner of Eorzea's salvation. Given your obvious self-interest, can you truly claim no kinship with the Alagon? And though I hope they might bring you closer, 'twould seem that the twin grimoires I bestowed upon you were a wasted gesture.
There may well be truth in your judgment of Alizé and me, but such a one-sided tirade bemoaning the evils of man rings false, coming from the lips of Archon Louisoix. Tell me, do you champion the cause of dragons because Bahamut compels you as his thrall? Or is it because you yourself have transcended the limits of man's existence?
Ah, so the possibility did not escape your notice. What I prayed for, and what I have become. These are the keys that unlock the truth behind Eorzea's rebirth. If you would have them, then you must needs take them by force. Come, rend this divine form asunder and claim your answers.
But I thought... No. He has become a primal?
It is difficult, I know, but you must accept it. That entity is no phantom or imposter. It is our beloved grandsire.
Please, for his sake and for ours, you must defeat our grandfather.
Yeah, that was a hell of a bombshell.
Yeah.
Yep.
And of course, they redo this version of the piece later.
Yes.
Something I hadn't really realized because, well, been too long.
Didn't move fast enough! Dang it!
Ow.
I got hit by the flame pillar!
Didn't know there was going to be one. I got lucky.
Yes, you did! I was like right on the edge, too! You go, guys! I believe in you! Yeah, please don't
Thank goodness for
backflip off
invisible
the
wall.
edge. Did he just get buffed because I was dead?
Probably.
Why do I feel so unresolved? Okay, I'm feeling better now.
Yeah, I'm not surprised you got both of those coffers.
Mhm.
My rolls were 4 and 2.
Ooh,
Ouch.
I'm sorry.
Grandfather is truly gone this time. But better it end this way than the alternative.
I am yet here, Eorzea, my dear, sweet granddaughter.
Grandfather?
I must thank you, warrior of light. Without your valor, I might never have broken free of Bahamut's control. These last few moments are mine, to live as the man I once was.
This is all that I wanted. Yet, now that it is happening, I find myself struggling to believe it. Is it really you?
Grandfather, pray forgive me my insolence. It was not my intent to demean you.
Forgive you? I am proud of you, child. You were wise enough to deduce the manner of creature I had become. Alfino, Alisaie, if any here should beg forgiveness, it is I.
Grandfather, I must ask, will you not tell us what befell during the calamity?
Yes, yes, of course. You have come far to hear the truth. Let us then begin the tale at the Battle of Cartana, where clashed the forces of the Garlean Empire and the Eorzean Alliance. 'Twas there in the sky above the surging armies that the elder primal Bahamut broke free of the Red Moon Dalamut. In an effort to contain this avatar of destruction, I called upon the 12 to aid me in the creation of a prison of ether. But Bahamut would not be caged by such feeble bars. Too vast was his might, too fierce his rage. Little choice remained to me. I used the last of my strength to entrust our hope unto the future, and prepared to meet my end. As you have no doubt surmised, I did not perish. when the cage built from the essences of the 12 was destroyed, the sky was filled with a colossal cloud of ether. This drifting energy responded to the prayers of those fighting below, and to my own desperate wish that the dying realm be saved by infusing me with the power of a primal. I became the immortal phoenix, ancient symbol of rebirth. Rising into the sky, I struck Bahamut with all my newfound strength. The blow shattered his earthly form, and a shower of ether rained down upon the land. Thus began the rejuvenation of Eorzea. Believing the deed done, I relinquished my hold on that staggering energy, desirous that it should be returned to the realm without delay. But I had not reckoned on Bahamut's tenacious will. Even as he teetered upon the cusp of oblivion, the dragon reached out to claim me. Alas, within my fast fading form, enough remained of the Phoenix's energy to offer Bahamut a hold, and he dragged me along in his wake.
And thus began your existence as the Elder Primal's thrall.
I cannot help but wonder at his will to survive. Though he was all but obliterated, Bahamut found a way to seize the power you surrendered. That would explain why part of his physical form survived to be entombed underground.
It would also explain why Eorzea was so terribly warped. Even as the land sought to restore itself, the returning flow of ether was cut off.
Ah, very good. When his grip on existence was once again secured, Bahamut did not cease his feast until he had consumed every last mote of ether that yet floated in the air.
And still he was not fully restored.
You must remember that by this time, much of the freed ether had already returned to the land. That which remained was not sufficient to reconstruct so massive a form in its entirety. But there did not need to be, not for a being sustained by the marvels of Allagan technology. As long as some piece of Bahamut persists, the coils will seek it out and continue their regenerative task. The fragments of Dalamud appear motionless from the surface, but deep beneath the ground they had been searching, tunneling through rock and soil towards their escaped prisoner. And, as you have observed for yourselves, they found his heart. Warrior of Light, heed me. You must put a stop to Bahamut's regeneration. Whether it be for man or for dragonkind. The question of justice is irrelevant. The Elder Primal will leave naught but a smoldering wasteland for both his children and ours. I beg you to defend Eorzea and guide its people to the future they yet struggle to find. This portal will take you to the final internment, Hulk. 'Tis time for the tale of Bahamut and his part in the calamity to come to an end. Alvino, Alize, pray, come close. closer. Your hopes and dreams must no longer be an extension of mine. You must needs find your own reason to fight for this realm, your own meaning in this sea of chaos. Will you do that for me?
Of course, Grandfather. I have already made it my mission to see this newborn Eorzea survive and flourish.
Alize, while I was yet enthralled to Bahamut, you spoke of my faith in man's strength. Know that your words reached me, imprisoned though my soul still was. So forceful was your conviction, I wonder if that belief has not become your own. Perhaps, after all your anger and sorrow was spent, you found something greater within you. See this fight to its culmination. 'Tis also your strength in which I have faith.
Thank you for everything. Pray, take your rest, Grandfather. You deserve it.
There are records of an art that allowed one to summon the power of a primal from the essence of its demise. And though I am no true primal, all that I have left, I give to you. Alvino, Alize, my darling grandchildren. May light's blessings ever keep and protect you.
Come, Warrior of Light. Our task remains undone.
I'm just looking at the time. Can we actually do Final Coil?
Can we do Final
Probably.
Coil? Yes. Do we go the story? We're gonna run over.
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
What say you, Bun?
Let me get through the rest of the city.
Okay, sorry.
No problem. Just end it.
But yeah, that was a heck of a lore dump right there.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And explained so much. Survey says...
Go for it.
was a long and arduous road, but at last we reach its end. Farewell, Bahamut. I banish you back to the ether.
He is not yet whole. I did not think him capable.
Alize! Alize!
I had thought it finally over.
Will not survive another blast.
No. Is this how I honor my promise to grandfather?
You must needs find your own reason to fight for this realm. Your own meaning in this sea of chaos. Will you do that for me?
I will, grandfather. In fact, I believe I already have. That reason has been with me all along, guiding me. Eorzea's blade of light, shearing through endless shrouds of darkness. I have been shown the miraculous feats of which we are all capable, of which I am capable.
Bahamut, you have wreaked enough havoc. I will not let your wrathful fires consume all that we know and love.
How long I have waited to hear you say that. You have found your resolve at last. Let me join my strength to yours. In this place, in this moment, our purpose has become one. For the future of Eorzea!
This last task is yours, Warrior of Light. You must destroy Bahamut's crystal core.
Who's the other 5 souls that just entered the heart?
I don't know.
Hey, look, we'll get a chance to see them. Or not.
They're rooting up for us from the ethereal sea?
Sure may.
I hope somebody is.
Oh, he really is a door.
Yes, yes, he is. Ow!
Heal check.
Healing would be good. Don't think I want to be in those.
Yeah.
No!
You did not pass your heal check.
I know! I was then just body checked by a tower.
Thank you.
Yeah, forget that one switches between vulnerability to magic and vulnerability to melee or to physical.
You guys got this.
That's the one problem with this fight is that some of it's on a timer.
Yep. Don't mind me. I've got this floor covered.
I'm glad somebody does.
Yeah, the floor tank's not doing her job.
Yeah, something's wrong here. Why is it you're the one who keeps dying?
I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm monk and, well, yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oh, you're screwed.
Probably.
Yep.
Yep.
Right into the electric fence.
That'll be important in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
The dampening circle.
And that's why.
No.
Or maybe not.
No, this is the one.
Ah, the one.
Yeah. Terra Flare.
It's kind of nice to see this fight again for the first time.
There's a familiar move.
Yep.
Oh, he weaned out. He only did it twice.
Out of a bind one.
Why am I smiling? I spent the entire fight face planted on the floor.
Isn't that why you're smiling?
Thank you, Tay, for helping.
Of course.
Our poor little
And now for
dog.
another half hour of story.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'll let you have the claws.
And as scary as it may be, that might actually be an upgrade. I'll let you have the other
135
weapon.
It should be. Thank you. We're gonna have to go on during the week and open these coffers and re-equip.
Yeah.
You did it!
Guess we did. Well, Tay did.
Yeah, not a whole lot of we.
But one task remains. With this last coil disabled, there shall be naught left to bind Bahamut to this world. His beloved children will finally know peace. "'Tis done. He is truly gone." You knew, didn't you? You knew what Grandfather had become.
I was not certain, but from all I had gleaned, it seemed a distinct possibility. The scene people describe of the Battle of Cartano was one of unimaginable devastation, and 'tis through the combined prayers of the desperate and an abundant source of ether that primals are born. I merely put two and two together.
And you consider that a sufficient explanation? Well, however you stumbled across your theory, 'twas this revelation that made you wary of my attachment to Grandfather. You feared that in my obsession I would fall under his primal sway. Is that why you decided to join us? To pull me back should I show signs of wavering?
Pray forgive me, sister. I wished only to protect you. Yet I see now that I needn't have doubted the strength of your conviction. May I ask you a question? What do you now intend to do with the truth you have uncovered?
Which particular truth was that, brother? The fact that desperate prayer gave rise to the primal phoenix? That this new god was responsible for setting Eorzea on the path to rebirth? Should such a tale become common knowledge, people would soon offer up their prayers in earnest. They would beseech Phoenix to complete the healing that was begun.
Yet as you and I know all too well, the very act of calling forth this savior would do more harm to the land than good. We cannot encourage such worship for this very reason. Were Grandfather forced to return as an ether-draining primal, it would undo all that he had worked to protect. Your abiding love for him was the key that unlocked the truth of the calamity. But keys may also serve to seal doors that were best left unopened. Let your love now guide your actions, and lock away deep inside the fate of both Grandfather and Bahamut.
Fear not, Alphino. I understand what must be done. The realm need not know the truth for it to be saved. That the Elder Primal is banished, to return no more. That is enough. Let us make our way back to the surface. Poor Eorzea must be beside himself with worry.
He is a big softie after all.
You know, I'm generally not much of one for keeping secrets of this magnitude, but no, that one needs to be not told.
Alphino?
In spite of your presence, I must confess that there were moments when I feared the worst. But in the end, you plucked us from the flames and bore us safe unto victory, just as you always have, with a little help from Tay. As for Alicey, I have never been more proud to call her my sister. Alicey's path. Alicey would bring the tale of the seventh umbral calamity to a close.
And here we are again. After that descent into darkness, the desolation of northern Thanalan seems paradisial. As promised, I shan't relieve... Excuse me. As promised, I shan't reveal the truth of the calamity to a single soul. However, the nations of Eorzea will require certain assurances that the threat of a new primal is gone. Kept in the dark over long, 'tis only a matter of time before they seek answers of their own accord. Let us recommend that the fragments of Dalamud are sealed off and that the truth may rest undisturbed. But first, we must go and report to Eorzea. It would not do to keep him in suspense. I dare say we shall find him pacing up and down at the cerulean processing plant. Yeah, probably.
Ah, the car this time.
It was on my bar. And it flies.
Ah, the warriors of light returneth undimmed from the depths of darkness. By thy triumphant bearing, I take it thou hast succeeded in thy mission, and yet thou art alone. Mistake me not, dear friend. Full glad am I of thy safe return. But where, pray, are Master Alphino and Mistress Alicey? Bonding.
And their clothes are somewhat worse for wear.
That too. Here, my friend, forgive us our lateness. We took the scenic route. I like the fact that they're even torn identically.
Yes. Twins. What can you say?
That and they didn't want to pay for an extra model.
Hush!
Bahamut is no more. The realm is safe.
By the heavens, look at you. What horrors your young eyes must have seen. What suffering your young bodies must have borne. Pray tell me, where are you hurt? Your wounds must needs be cleansed and dressed at once. I shall make for you a poultice which draweth out...
Be at ease, my friends. We are hale and whole, I assure you. We took a few tumbles, but the worst of our hurts are healed, and I believe we have grandfather to thank for that.
Master Louisoix, then you met with him once more. But wherefore should Bahamut's thrall seek to ease your suffering?
I promise to reveal all to you in due course, dear friend, but first, there's a matter which requires our immediate attention.
A bath?
That too. Now that Bahamut is defeated, we deem it best to bar entry to all of the fragments of Dalamud. To this end, we will convince the nation's leaders that the danger is past and invite their cooperation to ensure that the fragments are never again disturbed. Well, that didn't come true. Sorry. I'll be quiet now. Come, let us depart and seek an audience with the forthwith.
A moment, sister. You need not burden yourself with this task. Eorzea and I will more than suffice. Might you not take this opportunity to rest? The gods know you have earned it.
I am fine, brother. Besides, you have been through as much as I have. Oh, now I see. You would play your game of diplomacy and wish me out of the way.
No, Not could be further from the truth, Alice.
Mm-hmm.
My lady, 'tis mine earnest belief that your brother hath your best interests at heart. You have more than done your part, and he desireth but to relieve you of a burden he might easily bear alone. I have some experience dealing with dignitaries, you must allow, and as you never fail to remind me of my fondness for diplomacy, I feel it only right that I remind you of your aversion to it. Then it is settled. Eorzea, pray make arrangements for a chocobo carriage. The ride should give us ample time to prepare our story.
I also know. Though our paths are different, we share the same goal, do we not?
But of course, dear sister, that which we have just achieved together stands as testament to that fact. Whatever path we choose to take, our hearts shall ever lead us to the same end. Of that I am certain.
Thank you. There's a place I would visit. May I ask you to accompany me?
Dognod?
But first, I do believe a change of garments is in order. It won't take but a moment. The landscape is the same. Of course, there's no reason that it wouldn't be otherwise. Though it would be poetic for the fragments to magically disappear, I am well aware that they shall remain long after you and I are gone. The world may change irrevocably, but life shall ever go on. Let's take a closer look, shall we? I have no doubt that Alphino will do an admirable job concealing the truth of the calamity. And such truths were revealed in those dark depths will never see the light of day. I myself agree that this must be so. But the thought that the people of Eorzea shall forever remain ignorant of their savior, of your deeds, the injustice is almost too much for me to bear.
Don't worry, we'll get our due.
How typical of you, Rena, Ladonia. Ever the heroines. Even so, I cannot deny that I feel better for your reassurance. But I want you to know that I will never forget. You and the one who freed Grandfather's soul and saved Eorzea from Bahamut's wrath. And though these great deeds will never be remembered in their song, their consequences will be felt forevermore by every soul who calls this realm home. Yes, spot will do. For Grandfather, Nail, and the dragons of Mericidia, for all those who were taken by the calamity. At long last, our struggle with Bahamut is over. The realm, given new life through the prayers and sacrifices of countless souls, may look to a brighter tomorrow. When the dust of our adventure is settled, I shall embark on a journey. I mean to find my own reason to fight for Eorzea. And when I do, I will fight with all my being. You have done so much for me, Ladonia, Rena. One day, I hope to be able to repay you in kind. I have no doubt but you will come to continue to help those in need, and grow ever stronger in doing so. I shall endeavor to do the same, and if the 12 are kind, I hope one day to become Eorzea's sword in the darkness, as you are. Come what may, you may rest assured that I will not be outdone by Alphino.
Oh dear.
You go get him. When next we meet, I promise that I will not disappoint you. Till that day, fare you well, my friends, and thank you from the bottom of my heart. Yay! We are finally through that.
And thus ends the storyline from 1.0.
Yes. I hope everyone was taking notes. This will all become important as soon as we hit the next X pack.
Yeah.
And several times afterwards. Thank you all very much for hanging in for such a late stream. I'm heading towards the quicksand. I figure we'll log out there. But yeah, we'll finish up the next part of MSQ next week. And then I believe after that will be the last Alliance raid of the Crystal Tower series. Or am I mistaken? Because then we'll be hitting 5.0 MSQ and patch stuff. Or sorry, not 5.0.
3.0.
2.5.
Oh, right. 2.5.
Yeah.
World of Darkness.
Yep. And we can see how badly the tanks decide to spin double blinking around like a top. Wiping everyone in the process!
Yeah, last group I had wasn't too bad.
It's weird. Sometimes it runs like clockwork, and sometimes it doesn't. Over at this table. Cool. Ha! Shotgun! Thank you all very much for coming along. We will hopefully see you next week for Palace of the Dead, where we hit floor 181 and pray it doesn't hit back.
Or at least not too hard.
And then next Sunday, we will continue on to MSQ with the buns here.
Yes.
You all have a great evening. Be safe, be well, get a good night's sleep. Hope to see you next time.
Yeah, everyone have a good week.
Good night, everyone.